So we'll need 3 or 4 blankets and 2 blocks and a strap. Make sure that your blankets are all lined up neatly with each other. This is creating nice even edges for the body to lie on. Taking your strap now and making with your strap a loop the length of the inner shoulders, and then preparing for Sarvangasana. So turning around, lying down, making sure your shoulders are lined up with a nice neat edge of your blankets. I say neat because often we think they're neat and they're not, and then we get up and we have to come down because it bothers the cervical spine. Then reach with your hands for your strap and thread your arms through the strap. This can be a little tricky. You have to really try to roll the shoulders back. Eventually, once the strap is above the elbows, stretch the arms, interlock the fingers, and re-roll the shoulders back, moving the trapezius muscles away from the ears, creating the right setup for a shoulder stand rather than a neck stand. Then release your hands, bend your elbows, put your hands on your back, beginning that first support, pressing the back ribs in, straightening the legs, pushing the buttocks to the sky, finding HALASANA, soften the front throat, and now beginning to lift the legs to the sky, having that alertness in the legs so there's a feeling of ascendance, keeping the kneecaps facing forward, the inner knees touching, the inner feet touching, the feet alert. Keep pressing the hands into the back ribs with a sense of urgency so that the back body becomes more and more alive, so that it presses in. Feel the firmness of your legs. Feel the oneness of your legs. Create more and more lift. The back of the calves open. The back of the thighs open, lifting. Move the buttocks forward from the back to the front. Move the front thighs back. And try to bring that length to the sides of the trunk, that openness to the front spine, that openness to the sternum. The body is tired. It may feel a little bit heavy, so you have to search deeper inside for how to access the lightness. Again, building an inner resistance. Keep lifting, keep straightening, keep firming. Trapezius muscles moving away from the ears. And now keeping the left leg where it is, lowering the right leg to the floor behind you, Ekapada Sarvangasana. Keep both legs charged, the little toes moving towards the big toes. The hands pressing the back ribs in from the armpit to the hips, create a longer line, a longer length. Keep rolling that left thigh in and then slowly begin to lift the right leg up and refine Sarvangasana. Changing sides, lowering the left leg now. Keeping both legs charged, both thighs rolling in, the little toes moving towards the big toes. The quadricep muscles moving to the back thighs. Press the back ribs in, soften the throat, soften the face. Keep the charge in the feet. Feel that ascendance. And then bring the leg back up, Sarvangasana. Refine the oneness of the legs, that inner ascendance, rising up away from gravity, lifting up. Sternum moving towards the chin, dorsal spine moving forward, stretching the sides of the trunk, squeezing the knees equally, sharpening the ankles equally, lifting higher and higher. And then exhaling, bringing the legs, the feet back to the floor behind you. For HALASANA, stretching the arms, interlocking the fingers, rolling the shoulders back, stretching the legs, inner knees touching, inner feet touching. Push the buttock bones to the sky. Try to create more length from the armpits to the sides of the hips. In other words, create more length in the sides of the trunk, more length from that to the front spine. So bringing freedom, keeping freedom in the compression of the pose, in the front spine, in the sternum, in the chest. Press the arms down, and from that lift upwards. And now taking the strap off your hands. Make sure your blocks are right in towards your ears, so pull them in if you need to. and then bending the knees and coming to Karnapidasan with the knees resting on the blocks. Try to have the tops of the feet resting on the floor. The arms are by the side of the body, the elbows are bent. Soft, smooth inhalation, soft, smooth exhalation. Quieten the face, the jaw, the tongue. Allow yourself to completely surrender to Karnapidasan and the inwardness of Karnapidasan. It's almost like a Shavasana itself. With the block in the knees by the ears, draw the outer ears to the inner ears in towards the skull. If you want to, you can rest the hands on the backs of the knees, the backs of the thighs, and just hold with one hand the wrist of the other. Whatever's most comfortable and provides the most softness, relaxation. Imagine drawing the knees into the hips and feel how this helps the front groins to deepen, to soften, to have comfort in the posture. Keep evening out the sides of the neck and keep moving the trapezius muscles away from the ears. And now bringing the hands behind the back, still in Karnapidasan with the legs, but the arms are now interlocked behind the back, stretching the arms straight, so adding in a shoulder opener element. Press the arms down to the blanket. Push the buttock bones up to the sky. Press the back ribs in. And now change the interlock of the fingers and re-push the arms down. Feel that vibrancy in the arms, trapezius muscles away from the ears. Shoulder blades pressing in, dorsal spine pressing in. Length to the left waist, length to the right waist. Integration of the femur bone, the front femur bone into the hip sockets. And then releasing the hands, releasing the legs. And slowly, gently, with control, unfolding back down to the ground. Bending the knees, feet on the floor, lift the buttocks, move the blocks, and push yourself backwards over your blanket, so your shoulders are going to be on the mat behind your blankets, and your hips, your buttocks, your lower back will be on the blankets. And then roll the front shoulders back so the palms are facing to the sky. Keep the feet parallel, the knees parallel. With each exhalation, move the sacrum towards the feet. And with each inhalation, lift the pubic bone to the sternum bone, lengthening the abdominal cavity. Soft front throat, soft jaw, even sides of the neck, resting right in the middle of the back skull. Keep the side trunks lengthening and broadening. The armpits aerated. Moving from the back armpit to the front armpit with the rotation of the arm that's opening the chest, the front shoulders. And now with your hands, reach and move your blankets and move yourself further back a little bit. So now your buttocks, your hips are on the floor.